More gravel. Whew, God. Okay, so as you can see, I'm out here shoveling gravel. Yeah, props to the guys who do that shit for a living too. God. But I've made some progress. Now, I want to get this gravel 4 inches thick. Because that's how high the edging is, which is pretty cool. As you can see here, I've got that edging right along in here. That's about 16 feet out, 25 feet that way to the driveway. So there's no longer mud to the driveway. But I've got places to fill in, as you can see. You may not be able to see. You might not be able to see with this phone jiggling like it is. But like I say, right here, I've got places up here. And hopefully, water was coming this way towards the house. Hopefully all that gravel is 4 inches thick and kind of stop that. It may go up around this way where I have to do the French drain over here, but it is what it is. So my goal here is to get this gravel here. I got 6 yards. I was starting to think 6 yards wasn't going to cover this 400 square feet, or whatever this is. I don't even know if it's 400 square feet or what it is. It's 300 and something. I don't know. But looks like it's going to be plenty. And whatever I have left, I'm going to get some more. I'm going to gravel that area in front of the shed all the way to the driveway. There goes my weatherman shit again right there. But all the way to there. So right along here where he did the drain, it's pretty soft because it hasn't packed down yet. It's going to take a while. But I would have put several layers of gravel and it'll pack in. And eventually it'll get solid. So the tarp is covering it. So, oh man, one shovel at a time. God. If I'm not in shape after I build this house, something's seriously wrong here, folks. But we shall see. So basically, I'm tapped for the day. I have to take a break from this or I wouldn't be able to move my arms to do any sanding on this house tomorrow or tonight or whenever I do. I mean, I got to start on that. But this, my friends, is enough. More than enough. The dark spots are just the gravel's wet there. That's all that is. It's not bare. But I've got more to put on there. But you can see on the outer edges, I've got some of the gravel built up on this side. Right over on this side. It's my good old weatherman stuff. Over down there. Way far to the west. And, that kind of shit. But anyway, 4 inches of gravel. It's real soft through here where this drain was dug, but it's going to take time. It'll dry, it'll pack down. But I'm going to put more gravel, and I'm going to come out further with the gravel here. But I've got, as you can see, the pile out there. I've got plenty of gravel. I'll fill this in and get this done. And under my steps, I'm just going to get a couple of bags of pea gravel from Lowe's. I'm just going to dump them up under there. Get all that so we don't get any weeds or stuff growing up under the steps. Fill on these areas up real good and just see where it goes. It's one thing at a time, my friends. That's one project for the most part, because it's going to rain tomorrow, so I don't have to tromp through mud to get to the house anymore. That's for sure. But we will get it done. Other than that, let's see if we can get some sanding and touching up done. And hoping this weekend, somewhat, we can get at the verge of priming and painting or to priming and painting. We shall see. Hey, folks. Back again here. I've got my Tyvek suit on. We're going to do some sanding here. I'm going to take one wall at a time. It's a little overcast and cloudy out, so I need a lot of light here. Tomorrow and Sunday, it's going to be sunny out, so that'll help too. But I think it's keys to what I can do is, get a light on this wall and start really getting these edges and everything sanded down. Now, my goal here is this. Today is to make sure that I've got everything I can touched up. Not only touched up, but sanded and stuff, and then make sure I either mark what I need to touch up and get it done or get it done tomorrow. But either way, this weekend, my goal ultimately is to see how close I am to getting to priming and painting. That could very well happen this weekend. So, as you know, that could very well happen. Give me 1 second. I am trying to find my light. There it is right there. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. All right, folks. So, as you see, I've got my light. Now, what my goal here is this. Let's move my phone around here so you see what I'm doing here. I guess you can. So basically it's just to get down the wall. Basically you just want to look down the wall like this. You just want to shine the light right down the wall, and if you look down the wall you can see high spots and divots and little edges and stuff needs to be sanded down and smooth now. Will any of this be perfect? No, but you can see right where you got little divots here or this stuff. It needs to be sanded down. You don't want to go too far with this stuff, but you want to get it done and do it right. So, key is to start one wall at a time, because you're going to have to. There's nothing you can do about that. One wall at a time will get it, and just have to go just a little bit at a time and hit every seam. Luckily, I don't have 1,000,001 seams to hit, so we can pretty much take it as it goes. There's an overall sanding, which will hit like little spackles on the drywall where there's no joints, where it may have dropped on, and that's between the screws. Some of this stuff I've got, the sander will hit all that and knock it off the wall, and your hands can do it. So it's just a little detail of work to get through before we prime and paint. And I've got a funny feeling that once I prime and I paint, I may have to do some more touch-up. I talked about one of my biggest concerns is the door above the bathroom here. When you build a house, sometimes things get unlevel. It's this area right here where I've tried to work with it, and just have to see. I mean, if there's some sort of a crown that comes up and I see it when we prime, there may be a possibility I may have to bring somebody in just to do a skim coat on a couple of these places, Pay them a few $100s to come in and skim coat it and see if they can correct it. I don't know. We'll see. Other than that, let's see how much progress we can make this afternoon and get this done. So, yep, I'm gonna bet I am covered in drywall dust. Yes, I am. I've been sanding for hours here. Definitely gotta hit the shower. Man, I've touched up some places. I still got some more to do tomorrow. I'm gonna sand the rest of the upper corners here best I can. And I gotta come back tomorrow, because once I'm done with all the corners, I'm gonna go back over the ceiling with the light. It's very time consuming, but most of it looks good. It's just there's some troublesome places. And then all this baby powder all over my face. Whew, it's crazy. This area up here, very troublesome of it. And there's a couple of areas above my front door, inside the bathroom there. So, it's the way the house was built. I'm trying to get the sheetrock on it was very tough. It is what it is. I mean, there's just some places I've got to work with. Some things I'm going to have to live with. I'm okay with that. Once I get to a point when I prime and I paint and I look at it and I may say, well, either I'm going to live with it or I'm going to call somebody to come in and look at it and go, hey, can you skim coat it real quick? See if you can get rid of those shadows and the crown on one end and see what you can do. They may say, well, there's only so much you can do, But I'm just the floating thing and angling your knife. It's not my thing, man. I haven't done it enough. I mean, I can't expect to be good at everything, This is the first time I've ever done my own drywall mudding, so on new drywall. I've always just patched a wall, but I know I could do it now. Whew. But anyway, I'm beat. I've been doing this since about 3 o'clock, and I don't even know what time it is. I think it's like 8, 9 o'clock. I'm going to finish. I've got all this corner and all that to do, and then I'm done for the night. Go charge up my batteries and my lights, and I'm going to come back here with a fresh perspective tomorrow. So go home and get me a shower. That's what I'm going to do. All right, folks, we are back again. I pretty much have gotten most everything I think I've touched up last night. I just got to double check the day. First things first, I'm going to go over the ceiling with the light, make sure everything's touched up with that. I had one place I need to fill with a little bit of hot mud. I had to cut out something. Just check these places that I hit on the corners. And it's just gonna take a little bit of spackling compound, which is not mud, but it's, it's if you paint it, you know what spackling compound is. You don't have to mix it, you just get it and get it on. It goes from pink to white and then white sand, and it's good to go. So at one place, I remember seeing on the ceiling, I keep checking, I think I already filled it. There's like a little divot or something. And as I'm sanding or going through the ceiling, I'll see that. But other than that, I think, because I went back over, man, I'm not good at skim coat or anything else, but I went back over this section of this wall right here that is a concerning point. And I think besides one little shadow I see, and maybe right in here, it looks pretty good considering. I just don't know how much more I can do, on it. Just have to see. I think the key here is once I prime and I do a prime check, I can concentrate on the areas more so because there's so much, mud on the wall with the screws and stuff and all these seams. It's hard to focus in on one area because of all this stuff. And that's, I guess it's being human. So much of that is distracting, but we can get it done. But I'm looking at areas like these corner points up here where all the corners meet. I've got to really work with those. It's challenging, but it'll get done. I still have a little bit up here to work with. Got to get that done. So it's all a day's work, folks. Let's see what we can get done here. Indeed. So at this point, I'm just at a point where I'm ready to just start cleaning this place up. Really thoroughly cleaning it up. Get the walls cleaned down and start priming. I'm at a point where I'm just going to have to trust and know that I do know I'm going to have some spots where I'm going to have to work on some little small places. And there's probably 1, 2, 3, I got about 4 places I've got to work on. I mean, here in the bathroom, there's a couple of small places, but overall, man, I just need to, when I prime, I can zone in better on the places that I need to work with. And that's important. I mean, that's where, when you prime and you do a prime check, you're going to be able to see these places. I can mark them, and then I'll be able to paint over them. So, be it that it may, I'll be able to get all that done. So, one thing I know I've got to do here, oh boy, this place is, I'm going to have to probably tape that thing again, dadgummit. But anyway, I'm going to get to cleaning this place up and get everything done and take it from there. Hey folks, so I vacuumed and swept all the dust I could out of this room. At this point, all I know to do is start priming. What I'm doing here is on the walls, the easiest way to do this is take just a light damp sponge, not soaking wet, but very lightly damp. Keep your bucket of water handy with you. This is one thing I've learned, is that you take that damp sponge, just rub it down the walls, and it'll pick up all that dust, because you don't want that in your primer. Now, it's not gonna be perfect, it never is, but the majority of it, you wanna just get that wiped off the walls, and it'll really help a lot. So I've got to get these walls all here and in the bathroom, and then at this point, I'm just gonna set up and start priming. I'm gonna start rolling on primer. We're there. What I'm gonna have to do after that is pay attention to the trouble spots and mark them and then work on them, and then take it from there, folks. When we can get paint, Clancy and I'll get the AC unit, we'll get the electrician in here. That's my goal here. This week, I can maybe this week get the electrician in and we can get this AC unit done. It'd be great. So, I'm gonna get this done, run out of daylight, so we're gonna get it done for sure. Man. Been here all day and feel like I've got nothing done, but I have gotten something done. I've gotten everything prepped and ready for prime. The thing is it's almost 7 o'clock here, and if I start priming, it takes a while to roll it on, and I gotta clean those rollers. I think what I'm gonna do is just come in here in the morning, very early. I've got one joint I had to redo here. I've got to check on, sand it. If it needs another coat, do it on there. But come in here in the morning and just start priming. because it's going to take about 2 or 3 hours for the primer to dry. So once I get it rolled on and get it to dry, and then I can be doing my check tomorrow afternoon. I can mark my places and I know where to work on those before I paint. I got the 18-inch roller, so it's going to get on the wall a little bit quicker than the small 9-inch roller. So I'll be able to roll this stuff pretty good. But one thing at a time, I swear. I really wanted to, you can't rush these things, you really can't. You just got to do it right. So I want to get it done because I've got to prime the ceiling and the walls, all of it. So hopefully by tomorrow, all this blue will be gone and I can focus on the small things that need to be worked on. So in the meantime, this evening, I'm going to walk around, check for anything high spots and stuff that I need to get rid of, and take it from there, folks. One thing at a time, we'll get it. I'm gonna get this damn house done sooner rather than later. We're gonna get it done. So anyway, let's see what we can get done tomorrow. Alrighty, what's up, folks? I'm here this morning got my paint rollers. We're gonna start priming, and I'm thinking I might want to double check the ceiling with the sponge. I went over the walls yesterday with the sponge to make sure that I got everything clear on that. I think I do, but just double sure on that. It's a little cold. Things are a little chilly. I'm gonna probably put my sweatshirt under my Tyvek suit. Start getting these walls rolled, man. Get it all painted. I've got these Purdy 18-inch rollers, and they'll help roll that stuff on much quicker. Indeed, they will. And this plastic will get off here. It'd be freaking fantastic. It would be good. These are 1/2-inch nap, whatever that's worth. I'm not a ultra professional painter, but I've done a lot of painting in my life. Enough to know that it'll work just fine. So we're gonna get it done, folks. That's what we're gonna do here today. So I got the room cleared out, got a few things to move out on the porch, and just start getting this thing, because it's gonna take about a couple hours more for the verse coat to dry, and then we'll put the second coat on. And while the verse coat is drying, I'll go out here and I'll get finished spreading that gravel, get that done. We're gonna get it done, folks. One task at a time. That's for sure. Really? Well, folks, basically I'm just cutting these corners out, getting all the corners around the power boxes and everything, and then we're gonna roll this first coat. Takes about an hour or two to get the first coat, a couple hours to dry, another hour or two. So priming today may be all I can get done. This week we can get it painted. We'll see. Well, I should have known things were going too smoothly. I'm sitting here priming, and I'm looking down, and I'm looking up, and I'm going, why do I only have one light in my bathroom? There's supposed to be 3. Folks, we sheetrocked right over these other 2 pot lights. That's called getting in a hurry. And yet I was saying when we were sheetrocking, you got to be methodical and watch your lights. I'm pissed, man. I've got to, luckily he's marked on the floor where they're supposed are. However, where the marking on the floor is, the light is to the right of it. So I know it's got to be in line with this over here somewhere. But I'm gonna have to poke around and find it. And once I do, cut it out, and then I've got to patch small holes where I've poked around looking. You know, it is what it is. I need to go ahead and just prime first. I need to get this thing primed. First coat is done, and I mean, here it is. I've been going at it for the last 5 or 6 hours, but first coat's done. I'm gonna let the ceiling dry. The wall is almost ready for coat 2. It's about there. I mean, it's been over an hour and a half, 2 since I've done the walls. I can go ahead and do the walls. It looks good. I mean, when you prime this thing, it makes the world of difference. When you look up, you cannot see these joints. I mean, you can't see major imperfections. I mean, I'm looking, and you'd have to be studying it. So the only difference is once you get paint on the walls, if there's shadows from the lights or anything, we'll know it. But overall, man, I'm pleased. I'm happy with what I've done. I can't believe it. First time I've ever done sheetrock work, and I literally pulled it off. I pulled it off compared to the attempts I've made on a few things years ago in my life. I guess I've learned to be more methodical and pay attention. Not to mention, YouTube has helped a lot here, folks. It really has helped a lot. There's imperfections, tons of them, but overall I'm happy. So I'm going to let this dry, get second coat. I'm going to be here a little late this evening, but I got to get over here sometime this week, and I got to get those lights cut out and do that. And I'm going to have to patch that. Like I say, a couple of things. Double check. And don't get rid of any of your drywall stuff until you're completely done with this project. And you know for a fact that you're done, because I'm going to have to do some patching. It is what it is, folks. We're getting it done. Okay, so I've got everything cut out, second coat for the prime. Now I'm going to roll these walls, and by the time the walls are done, the ceiling should be ready for a second coat. Now I will tell you that these ceilings, being that they weren't blue, I'm debating on whether they really need a lot of a second coat. The ceiling looks pretty good, no more than what I have to cover. Well, I've got both coats done on the walls. It looks pretty good. I'm done for the night. There's no way I'm going to get the paint until next weekend. I've got some touch-ups in a few places, but I've got to somehow this week sometime get these pot lights. I got to find them. That's frustrating. That's one thing that just really frustrates the hell out of me. Oh, God. I can't believe we did that. And I've got to go get those opened up. And once I touch up some places and make sure everything is good, I can go ahead and paint these walls. But it's going to be next weekend. But I've gotten this far, which I'm okay with it. So, but the stuff just needs to dry for a day or two and settle in. And then when I get some daylight, I can look at this. The good thing is the ceiling looks like it only needed one coat. That's a good thing, because it wasn't blue drywall board. It wasn't the green board. So, but by looking around, there is no blue on the walls. So everything's white. Everything is white. So it's all primed. It's just, once I get a few of these places touched up and get these pot lights situated, I'll be ready to paint. All right, guys, just closing out this video. You can see some pictures. I pretty much have gotten the house primed. It's done. I've got to paint. I'm going to finish painting here this weekend. Electricians are coming in Thursday, finish up all the fixtures. And the plumber's got to come in and get the hot water because it's electrical. I have to have anything electrical has to be connected before inspections. Clancy and I get the AC and the heater done. They're my split unit, which will be cool. But I just got my flooring, and I got to get my cabinets here this coming first of the week. Kitchen cabinets. As soon as I get it painted, get the fixtures done, everybody out of that room, it's time to clean and start putting cabinets and flooring in. Kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanity, and the works. We're moving along, folks. So anyway, stay tuned for the next one. The next video will be more than likely some finish work. Working on flooring, working on cabinetry, working on something. So I appreciate you guys for watching as always. So stay tuned. This little house is coming along. I appreciate you for watching. Be cool. See you on the next.